Cricket Diary with RJ Yuvi. Only on Radio City.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Cricket Diaries with RJ Yuvi. It's for me not just any other player. It's a fanboy moment to have the best number 3 to don the jersey ever. Jacques, welcome to Radio City.
Thank you.
The Legends League. I think if someone fits, you're the number 1 on the list. How does it feel? Is it a matter of responsibility? Because you're inspiring a lot of people around, back home, anyone who's watching. What does the word legend probably stand for you?
No, I think it's just probably older players that are retired. I think that's been good fun. It's been nice to catch up with old friends and guys from the same team in opposition. Sometimes I don't get to see them too often, so it's been nice to catch up and have a little bit of a competitive game on the field, which is still as competitive as ever.
How's life changed, Zach? Post cricket, post your retirement, has golf taken the number 1 position in the list? So it's
That's work now in asset management, do some work with it. So 2 kids now, which take up a lot of my time, and then try and put in a little bit of golf in between for some leisure time.
But has fitness also taken it, or are you still the same with the fitness regime?
Nah, I still keep fit, training it. Healthy mind and healthy body. But young kids now, so they keep their fit as well, running around after them. So yeah, it doesn't change too much from fitness point of view.
Like if I check out your Wikipedia page, this is probably the best or the longest ever cricketer would ever had. You've had ample of records to your name. You've had ample of achievements. But if there is one cricketing moment, just to brief it up for us, do you remember a particular match, let's say, that you would always want to keep fresh in your head or keep always in your pocket?
I think probably the time that you get selected for your country is always a moment that stands out. Probably does stand out to me. It's something that you work your whole career towards. And it's difficult to sort of top that. So I think that special feeling doesn't come right too often.
Cricket happened to you. Was it a backyard start? Backyard at home?
Yeah, probably was, yeah.
Yeah, you picked up the bat ball or the first? Bat or the ball?
No, I can't remember. Probably bats, knowing me.
Is it more a flamboyant or a more a better way to pick up the bat? Because batsmen, I think, have an edge of being more popular and more comfortable as against the bowlers, for that matter.
Nah, I think it's whatever you prefer and whatever you enjoy doing more as a young kid. But I think it's important to work on both aspects, or all 3 aspects, especially the one-day game with all-rounders is so vital and important.
Jack, since the day you were playing till now, I think the game has, there's been a lot of change in the game. The formats have changed, etc. How do you think test match cricket is? And then how do you think 2020 is? And is there a future for the 50-over format?
I think white ball cricket's definitely improved massively. It's a totally different game, especially the batters. It's hard for the bowlers to do anything more than what they're doing. But certainly from a batting point of view, white ball cricket has really improved exponentially and can't even be compared to yesteryear. And on the flip side, I think red ball cricket's gone backwards. I think, the games don't last 5 days anymore. Batters aren't prepared to stick it out when it's tough. As soon as there's a bit of movement, guys tend to get bowled out a lot quicker these days. So entertainment wise, maybe, it's probably entertaining, but I think in terms of your old school test cricket, it's not what it used to be.
Does it hurt as a professional cricketer? The test match has gone a backseat.
I think it's the way every team wants to go about it. And I think the team that does go back to finding a balance between those two and when to defend and when to attack, or we're a side that can dominate test cricket for a while. It's obviously tough now with the amount of white ball cricket being played. That's to get the discipline to go back to 5-day period. But it's still entertaining.
So the classic form of cricket is test match. The entertainment bit is the T20. Where do you think is the future of the 50-over format there?
I hope it can fit in some way. It is a format, and probably still the number 1 World Cup to win is the 50 over one. And hopefully it can find a place and still entertaining.
What is your favorite format?
No, test cricket. I think, hopefully even the one-day cricket also, I'd say test cricket too.
Jack, a little in the Indian context, you've been to India a lot of times. India has been to South Africa for a lot of tours. South Africa is the only country where India has not won a test series. What do you think? Where are we missing? We have all the firepower. We've won in Australia, England, everywhere on the globe. What is it?
I think batting in South Africa is very different to anywhere else. You get sideways movement and up and down movement. So there's a certain way that you need a bat in South Africa. I think that is different to other places, and perhaps it's the one area where India haven't quite got that right. They've come close a few times, but hopefully they would have learnt and Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a tough series when they do come to us next.
Do you follow cricket as much as an active fan of the game?
Definitely not. No, even when I was playing, I certainly don't watch any cricket these days. Yeah, I've spent so much time in it. Yeah, I don't even turn the TV on for cricket to run. Yeah, no, definitely.
Not like if there is a teammate who says, "Have you watched the game?" Probably an IPL or a big bash or something like that.
Unless I'm involved in helping a guy out and he wants to be able to look at something, and I might, have a look at clips. But even then, it won't be live. There's too many other things. I'm too busy for time to watch cricket.
Have you been approached? I'm sure you would have been, but approached for, let's say, coaching duties from teams, something like that.
I have, yeah, but I mean, I've got a small family now, and don't want time away from them. I spent so much time away from home when I was playing, and it's nice to be able to spend some time with the youngsters now.
So we would not see you in any of the roles in the coaching staff for a national team, for an IPL franchise or something like that.
It depends, like I said, it depends on the timing and when it is and what it is. So, yeah, but certainly now I've got a family. That's my main sort of concentration spans goes towards it.
As a South African, there's one thing that we in India always think. After India, there's one team we always want to win or do well is South Africa. But then somewhere in the bigger tournaments, let's say South Africa just does not get to the finish line. Where do you think is that one area that South Africa lacks probably?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a pity we haven't won a World Cup yet. But we came close now recently, and hopefully the guys will learn a lesson from that and move forward. I think he'll be a rich man if he had the answer for that.
Do you regret not winning a World Cup probably and having all the other records to your name?
Yeah, it would have been something nice to have, but at the end of the day, we achieved so much as a team and as an individual. That's one little thing like that's certainly not going to keep me up at night.
Does 99 World Cup semi-finals still haunt?
I don't say haunt. Yeah, it's a pity. It's one of those where it would have been nice, but there would still have been a final to play, and you never know what happens there. So, yeah, disappointing, but certainly not haunting.
Isn't it a topic of discussion when you hang out with your friends, old friends again?
No, they know not to talk cricket to me because I don't watch and I don't know much about it, especially the modern day stuff. So they know.
Jack, one thing I know about you, you're a very reserved person. I've probably seen you the least smile on the ground or laugh or share a joke, at least not on camera or TV for that matter. Is this the basic nature or you want to stay away from cricket deliberately?
No, yeah, on the field's work. And I think it's like a lot of people, there are different people on the field to off the field. Yeah, and I'm certainly one of them.
All right, moving ahead, if I can say that, was slip fielding your best position? Did you enjoy that or any other position to field?
I think there's nothing better than a slip catch, so yeah, I enjoyed that.
All right, back in your playing days, any cricketer that you would plan specially or someone who would take a lot of time for you and the team to prep?
No, we weren't big on prepping. We were more focused on the stuff that we do well rather than the opposition. Minor little things for certain players, but yeah, again, focusing on what we do well and not too much on the opposition.
Who was the hardest batsman you had to bowl to?
I think Brian Lara was probably ahead of his time in that area. And bowling wise, it probably was Makram and Shane Warne.
No, it's spinners or batsmen. If you have to pick one, if you're facing, who would you fancy your chances against?
So it was always a challenge against top class spinners and seamers. That didn't really matter what is coming at me. It was always a good challenge.
I have a quick fire for you, Jack. Nowhere on social media active, following everything on social media.
No, not too active on social media, to be honest.
You don't follow what's happening in the cricket world?
Definitely not.
All right. If I have to challenge you for a 100-meter race, who can I put you up against?
Someone that's a lot slower than me. My son, maybe. At least I'll win.
All right. If I have to put you on a dance-off with?
No, I can't dance. There's no one. I'll be the worst. I'll win the worst by a long way.
All right. Who do you think in world cricket can eat without gaining weight?
Jeez, probably Alan Donald.
Yeah. Barring you, who's the introvert?
Nah, probably me.
Yeah. All right. If you had to hit a six of the last ball and you're the captain, who in world cricket would you send to bat then?
As good as I've seen was probably Lawrence Krusner.
All right. And what if there's one run to defend of one ball? Who will you throw the ball to?
Was he Malcolm?
All right. I have to ask just a couple of questions and then I let you off. We regard Sachin Tendulkar versus Virat Kohli, and then this new debate, Virat Kohli versus Babar Azam. If you followed all three of them, who do you think is on top of the list?
I think they're all there and thereabouts. I mean, it's, different formats, different conditions. They're all world-class players. So I think it's unfair to probably compare them. I think we just got to accept that they're all three fantastic players.
And the bowlers, who do you think is currently the best bowler?
I haven't watched a lot to know that, to be honest with you. But if you're taking white ball cricket, I suppose Bumrah's probably got to be just a little bit ahead of anyone else. Test cricket, I haven't watched enough to know.
Jack, fun final question. I really don't think anyone's going to ever get any close to what you've achieved as an all-rounder. Do you think someone filling up the boots across world cricket, someone who could be having 10,000 runs when they end their career and as many wickets as you have?
Yeah, well, hopefully it's, Test cricket continues, and if it does, then there's no doubt it'll happen. People always say things can't be achieved and things can't happen, but what they do, people do come around and achieve, what people think isn't possible. So, yeah.
Do you have a name who can be somewhere closer to you?
No, I haven't seen anyone yet. Like I said, I haven't followed too much to know who's where and what, but I'm sure it'll happen somewhere.
Do you look back at your records ever? Because we do every time, and I think you're the best ever all-rounder who's played the game. Do you ever revive back in the past?
But the only thing I look back at and say I had a lot of fun with a lot of good friends, and just grateful and happy I was able to do that.
This final thing for the camera. How would Jacques Kallis we want to be remembered in the cricketing world?
Someone that played the game hard and had a lot of fun.
Jack, it is more than an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, sir. Thank you, sir.
Cricket Diary with RJ Yuvi. Only on Radio City.